Come on, man. It's time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the number one source of all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. Apologies to our live YouTube viewers. Kind of had a little bit of issues. Tyson coming in. Wow, only 8 minutes late. Sorry, pal. All right. Start your own podcast if you don't like it.
I know, right?
Just kidding. Love you, Tyson. Anyways, we are live here. Well, I'm live in the Hammerstein Fig Room, and we got Marco over there holding down in the Northeast. Marco, y'all got some bad weather heading y'all's way?
Supposedly, I don't think it's going to be anything. Usually, when when it makes it up to our way, it kind of dies down. It looks like we're just going to get like a tropical storm. I mean,
okay, well that's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't feed into that. Like it was supposed to like collaborate with another storm that was out in the ocean, and then like make a mega storm, and the news tries to like, we won't get into that stuff, but you know the deal, because they do the same thing when it's around winter time. We get the same scare tactics with the big blizzard's coming, you better. But my conspiracy, I think it's a conspiracy between the supermarkets and the media, because sales are slow, so they want people to rush out, grab eggs and all that stuff, and
So what you're saying is you're telling all these all these people telling this.
Except for the southern part of this country. Florida, I'm not telling them get a life, but up here.
No. Well. I mean, look, yeah, it's Hurricane Sandy. Well, that was a rough one, but
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Hurricane NIA too is sweeping through.
Oh, baby, we'll talk about her, and a lot more. We got a lot of news that just kind of popped up all of a sudden. I was kind of worried about this week. I was like, what are we going to talk about?
I mean, there's still more popping up.
What do you guys want to talk about? That's what I literally felt like that. I was like, there's not a whole lot. But some things have been happening. So let's head over to Outside the Ropes.
Outside the Ropes.
Outside the Ropes, baby. And I tell you what, like I said, there was a lot of things that kind of popped up last minute. Kind of this, of course, we saw on AEW Collision, JADE made her return, challenging for the TBS title, which seems funky a little bit. But with this recent news, I think it makes sense. Are you on your mute? Okay. No, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Is it me? Anyways, on this recent news, we as I'm going to test my headphones real quick, but this recent news we got, and Marco's out. Jade Cargill, the one and only Jade Cargill. Let's see if I can fix this. But Jade Cargill will be possibly going to WWE. And I don't know where Marco's at right now. But, yeah, this news of Jade is interesting because if she is going to WWE, that could pose a big blow to how AEW kind of does their women's division. I mean, I know they possibly had some big plans. I don't really know, and I kind of have some theories about that whole situation that we'll discuss. And like I said, I don't know where Marco's at. Hopefully he rejoins us. But yeah, Jade Cargill, she like I said, if you haven't watched Collision yet, she made her appearance, and I think we got Marco coming back in. Marco, you back with us?
I hope so.
Yes, you're back with us. Thank God, because I was struggling.
I know. I heard you.
I'm trying to manage the show and like watch for you and think about have a train of thought. It's not good.
That was great.
Anyways, Jade Cargill. We'll start that over. Maybe we'll edit it out in post. I don't know. Jade Cargill making an AEW Collision TBS title, going for the TBS title, which is weird. But it does make possible news with some of this news that's happening.
Yeah.
Possibly going to WWE. What's your thoughts?
The WW.
The phys ed.
I think we all kind of predicted this like earlier in the year. Or even late last year, I think, that she was kind of be WWE bound at some point. There was the rumors back, I can't even remember if it was earlier this year or late last year, but there's rumors that WWE was scouting Jade Cargill, which, in all honesty, why not? I mean, she has the look. She definitely needs that. I think, if she was in WWE, she like the production, the way she would look would be, she'd look like a superstar in the WWE. Let's put it that way.
Right.
The other part to that too is she's one of Cody's people.
That's true.
She
I
came
forgot
up with
about
the Nightmare
that.
Factory. So I think Cody is behind the scenes recruiting people. Because while we were talking about that, just before we came on, there's more rumors that Starkey baby, Snowden, who's also a very close friend of the roller coaster, as JF calls him. So I don't know, man. I think Michael Cole is right. I think he used to be an EVP, so I think he's putting those things to use for some reason. But I'm happy either way.
I mean, it's definitely the right time. I mean, for this to happen for Jade. I mean, look, she's gonna make a freaking killing, especially with this merger, which we're about to talk about.
Right to the top, right at the main event scene, guaranteed.
And I mean, she's gonna get crazy guaranteed money if this is the case. I find it interesting. I felt like with her home. I'm not surprised because they've used her like crap, along with all the other women in over there. And I mean, WWE's not crazy better, but it's got some flavoring in there,
Yeah, definitely.
But man, imagine the matchups: Rhea versus Jade, Jade versus Bianca, Jade versus Charlotte, Jade versus Becky, Raquel. I mean, we're gonna have some killer matches.
Jade versus Bailey, Jade versus literally everybody.
Does she bring her lawyer with her? That's the question.
Does Mark Sterling make it I'd be you know what? I see this I was looking at this like me. I'm not sure if it was really a meme, but it was more like a statement. Someone posted like, everyone gets on AEW for taking ex-WWE wrestlers, but when WWE does it, the WWE fans are like, oh my God, this is great.
Well, it's actually Turnbuckle Tavern that posted that.
Was it? Yeah. No, but I seen someone else post that too as well, and I don't think that's the same. It's not the same thing.
I disagree.
You think
I definitely disagree.
Why is that?
I think. Well, I think the feeling is it's like the biggest criticism you have with AEW, well, at least in like one of the biggest anyways, like especially like 2021. Oh, they're trying to be WWE light. Yeah. They're just. I mean, remember all the guys that they picked up, guys and girls, they picked up from all those releases that they had a couple years ago, and then that was the biggest criticism. But as soon as somebody leaves AEW, look what happened with Cody. What did they say? Oh, there's trouble. Yep, you got it. You got to. Yep, that company's about to fold. They're done.
Yeah.
You know, I think overall this is good for the wrestling business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it like that. I was saying mainly like I think the acquisitions are different in the sense where they're building their AEW's building their company off of WWE wrestlers, and WWE's not building their company.
I disagree again. I have to disagree. Yeah. I mean, who's their top star right now? Who's?
But who was in WWE before that too? And left.
Their top star right now is MJF. That's their guy.
Oh no, I'm talking about WWE.
I'm
talking about
sorry.
like when WWE's taking talent, they're not doing it to build their company.
Oh,
They're doing it because they're talented people.
Right.
They see something in them. When AEW's the reason why people give that like stuff to AEW is because they did that and built their champions off of ex WWE guys. They didn't use any of their homegrown talent to be champions first and foremost and build them in that sense. That's what the it's not the
MJF.
Well, that's later. We're talking about the beginning. So at the beginning, they weren't.
You have to start somewhere. I mean,
Well, you should have started with Kenny Omega. Like he should have been your. See, that's where it comes in. Now you're getting that argument where it's like, no, you're just using an ex WWE guy to get your company over. When you like, they could have done it the same way. They didn't have to have Jericho win. They could have had him in the main event.
I think Jericho was essential to become your first champion.
You think so?
Yeah, mainly because.
I think that killed Kenny though in the long run.
I don't think it did. It was the booking of Kenny, like making him a babyface, and very similar to what's happening now. I don't think it was that. I think it was essential. You have to have Jericho. I mean, you have to have some star power. You have to
have him as a champion though. That's my.
I disagree. I think you have to put at least when you're starting a company. You need your top star to be your champion to draw eyes. Yes, I mean, and yes, it is
top star.
I'm not saying Kenny's not. I'm not saying Kenny's not a top star. I do think Jericho's a bigger star than Kenny.
Yeah, but I think just having him near Kenny and not like just rewriting history. I think Kenny would have been more established as a main star if he went over.
For you and I, yes, because we're right in there. But they're trying to. First of all, they're one thing they have to have a. If you think Double or Nothing, they didn't have a TV deal, so
yeah.
If you're going to present this out to the mass audience, or to potential suitors, should I say,
True.
For a TV deal, you're going to have I got Kenny Omega as my champion, or I got Chris Jericho. I mean, and Jericho wasn't champion very long. He's one of the shortest reigns besides CM Punk. But
then who was the next champion?
Who was it? Moxley, yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I mean, yeah, then that's fair. That's fair in that regard.
If you're gonna go that route, like your next champion, you build up that Kenny Omega, and now he's your instead of taking the next WWE guy and then building.
I mean, and that's fair, but I mean, it is a brand new company. I mean, they do have to start somewhere, and I think right now they are getting to a point where, I mean, they're spreading the love to, a lot of their homegrown talent.
Yeah. Now
you have to do that. I mean, I think it's good with what they did, but I don't know where. Really, where this puts the and I know this is the AEW show, but if Jade leaves AEW, I mean, what this women's division is tanking. Even if you bring in a Mercedes Moné, like this is not good for their women's division.
No, it's yeah. I mean, WWE's in that spot too at one point with the women's division when
not this bad though.
Well, not as bad, but yeah, that is true.
I mean, maybe in the Divas area, yes, but this isn't the Divas era. Not even in AEW. Like we're past that. Like there's
no mud wrestling matches. There's no brown panties matches. Right. It's like we're wrestling matches that these women are having nowadays. And I mean, it doesn't help when you're just doing all these 4-way matches.
No,
the time. Like,
because there's
sticking
no
them all in
story.
one
There's
match
no
and
story being built now. What they're doing, what's happening with Tony Storm right now is interesting. But
it's funny.
like I said,
yeah.
like I
And
said,
entertaining.
this is not the AEW show, but just getting your perspective. Jade, coming to WWE now. I'll pose another question. Does Jade going to WWE, does that do more for WWE or does that do more for Jade Cargill?
More for Jade.
Yeah, I think so
because
too.
she's a. I mean, obviously she's not like a big superstar yet, but once WWE gets a hold of her and puts their the machine behind her, she'll definitely be that asset that they need as far as competition. But she definitely needs them more than she. They just see. I think they just see they see money in her, dude. Like the physique, the the
she's
look,
incredible.
just like she's former bodybuilder. She's in all these other like athletic things too as well. She's well connected in like the industry, like Hollywood industry and stuff like that. So she's like the perfect and she's buddies with Cody, so that's another thing there. So
Right. And I had a little bit of a theory. So actually, last night I did my interview.
Austin theory.
Yeah. I had a little bit of theory as to why maybe, she was coming back now, but so I'm completely off of my theory now. But
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe it had something to do with the actor strike, potentially. Maybe why she was coming back. Because it really seemed like she was like just trying to get out of wrestling.
Yeah.
But I think she knows her value and good for her.
Yep.
And she's trying to get the top dollar. Now, this also could be a negotiation ploy too. Like,
could be.
I mean, maybe because she come out and say a couple weeks ago that she, very positive words with AEW. Nothing.
Yeah, you don't want to burn bridges.
But yeah, and you definitely don't. But it wasn't. It was. I guess it's just kind of somewhat surprising that this came out now, but it makes sense with this booking because this doesn't make any. I mean, this does nothing for nobody. I mean, except for maybe Chris Statlander if she wins, but. This is like classic booking on your way out of the territory.
Yeah, you make a big return and you're going after the TBS championship.
Yeah.
No, you make a big return and you confront Saraya. That's what it should have been. If that was, when are they gonna pull? When were they gonna pull the trigger on her, like winning the actual women's championship? Not that the TBS championship isn't, what it is, but. You have a star in your hands, like what do you pull the trigger on it? Like what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite head scratching with the way they booked her.
It's one of those things where, they did the right thing with MJF. He has the title now, that was a smart move on their part.
They should have done the same thing with her.
Yeah,
they should have done the same thing with her.
They should apply the same thing to him, same blueprint. Like, hey, you had this long like absence. Now you come back and you come for the main. That's what he did. He had that, long absence, came back, won the brass ring or whatever, and then cashed in and won the title. Should have been the same thing for her. I don't get what they're hesitant on with her. I don't.
They need a strong and that's why I was interested to see if Mercedes was going to join the company. But they need a strong woman that knows, and Britt's kind of that, but I think also Britt kind of does what she for her too. But that's why I was interested to see if Mercedes came in there, dude, she would have flipped the script on that women's division, and not even on screen, but behind backstage too. Like there you wouldn't even hear no one of this BS with Thunder Rosa, posing with a back injury, this and that, but. I mean, but this.
It's just weird.
I mean, it's gonna be hard to bounce back, because even with Mercedes Moné and if she is gonna be a part of this roster in some way, so it's gonna be hard to bounce back because this.
Where do you find like someone like a woman like that?
You don't.
It's like that, and that's I don't want to give away. Actually, I won't give it away, but. I'll make this my own opinion, but like at some point with like AEW, I get the whole thing is they're the alternative to WWE, not overly produced. The wrestlers, show. Put on matches every single week, like dream matches and what have
Right.
you, and like just working. But at the end, I always stick with this, and I said this many times on this show: pro wrestling is still entertainment, and you still gotta have that aspect to it. And that's her. She's not the greatest wrestler in the world. Right?
No, right.
She's not gonna fucking do like 60-minute matches or anything like that, or like give you like a marathon match. But you need that type of element. You need the sports entertainment element in AEW a little bit. Like you have to have that type of like mystique, a little bit of it. You don't have to like you don't have to overhaul all AEW and just make it like WWE light. Keep it at its core, like for the wrestling fans. But at the same time, in order to grow, you gotta
You got to do some sports
have those,
entertainment.
you have to have those like Andre the Giants. You have to have those Chinas. You have to have those like.
That's what
people
she was.
That's gonna bring eyes to the product, like the casual fan.
That's what she is. She's that type of person. You throw her in a commercial for like on Dynamite or Collision. I mean, I'm like, oh wow, who's that? Like just the head turner,
And that and that's why I get scared with MJF, dude. Like it's not that he's gonna like flounder or anything like that, but like I get scared that like if something happens, he might leave.
I think he's locked in. I really do.
So?
That's one guy I think he's locked in. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Another pal of Cody, dude.
It is, but I think he's locked in. I mean, just the way he supports, and I mean this is like shoot MJF, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of things you see that gets tweeted out. I mean, he's like, you could tell he's like the drum beater of the backstage. He supports anything, any type of negativity. He's like out there to like defend it. So I think he's locked in, and you don't really hear him mention the 2020, the bidding war 2024 much anymore, and we're 3 months out. So if that was going to be a thing, like you would start that now, but I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
You
never know.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean that would be another big loss, huge loss. But
yeah,
I think he's been signed since he did the quote unquote shoot promo. When he told Tony that he's a fucking mark or whatever. Yeah.
So the greatest moment.
We got Valdez BTW from Twitch. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite interesting with
Royal Rumble. You think?
Scenario.
What do you think if it does?
That's a good point.
What do you think if she cares?
I don't know if her contract's up. She could slide back right in there. Man,
Oh man,
I would do it. I would do it in Chicago.
Ooh, yeah, they could.
Survivor Series. I mean, look, Chicago's kind of been the quote unquote, second home to AEW, I guess. Of course they had a ton of pay-per-views. I mean, people already know who she is. People from Chicago, that is, right? Chicago's not only a smart wrestling crowd, but AEW goes there constantly. So she's performed there, and then just get it fresh and started. Get a program started with Rhea or Bianca. She's taking some time off right now, right? That'd be a good time to start it. Get it rolling.
Do you?
I really want it to be a surprise, like, oh my God, she's here.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think her coming up through NXT for a little bit
No.
would hurt or help?
Don't put her on NXT. You got main roster. Boom. Yeah, because she's gonna have Cody. She's gonna have Cody with her. Cody's gonna walk her through.
She's definitely gonna have
the
to
logistics.
train, though. They're definitely gonna put her through.
Not really. No, you really
You
don't
think so? Because they usually kind of like not reprogram, but you have to.
No, but she's pretty like WWE style. The big boot. She doesn't do anything wild and crazy.
Like polish it off a little bit. Like,
yeah, maybe polish a little bit, but don't put it in. I mean, have her go to the performance center or something. But here's the thing, though. When she's in WWE, she's going to be on the house show loops.
Yep.
So that means she's going to be able to polish things up there, and then she can go to the performance centers. And I don't know exactly where she lives. I don't know if she lives in Florida or what, but I know I think she's from Georgia, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's ways to do this. Now, I mean, if she doesn't do it and she doesn't do house shows, then that could be a problem, but not because of her current skills, just because you always got to work at it, and that's anything in life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think doing an NXT thing is not that wise. I think you just shoot her to the moon. Start a program with her with Bianca or Rhea, and let's get it. So, all right, that is I think enough Jade talk. Another big thing that happened this week. We've been mentioning to it. quick peek behind the curtain. But we were talking about what we were gonna talk about, and Marco says, "Let's talk about the WWE TKO." I'm like, dude, we've literally been talking about this since April. So I'm gonna let you just go with it, man.
It just happened, dude. They just merged. It wasn't. Back then we didn't even know, because remember there was like things like they're investigating and.
It was gonna happen. I was not paying attention to any of that stuff, but
well, they have to do that anyway. They have to do like
money talks, bullshit walks, brother.
pay off enough people. It was just weird seeing. Here's the thing, like, it's still not hitting me at all, but like, it's like they don't own anything anymore. Like the WWE is like no longer a part of the McMahon family.
Yeah. That definitely kind of hit me. That definitely kind of hit me this week when So a lot of people were talking about that.
Seeing like memes and stuff like that of like everyone's saying tomorrow's going to be, before this happened. This Monday Night Raw is going to be the last Monday Night Raw under the McMahon era or what. I'm like, what is it? What are they talking about? Like, and then like obviously. Tuesday comes along, the merger happens, and then you're starting to read more like I was reading articles of like what that actually means, and like he's like down to like I think 16% ownership, if anything.
Oh right.
Like not even as not 80 like it was before. Because his main day-to-day operations will be TKO. This will be like the CEO, whatever his title is for Vince McMahon.
Right.
Him and what's his name?
Just
Ariel.
Ariel Manuel.
Yes,
they're just gonna be handing out NDAs. That's his main job.
Oh yeah, dude. Just
you want an NDA, like Oprah. You get an NDA. You get an NDA. Everybody gets an NDA.
So I went to the website, the TKO group website, just to see like what they have, and it's like you click on the links. It's like assets, UFC, WWE. That hit me. I was like, holy shit, this is like a real thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is actually it's one company, but they own these two properties, which is insane. And then I was looking at the board of directors. A lot of ladies on the board of directors this time around.
Ladies.
So that kind of scared me a little bit. So hopefully nothing happens there. Stay far and away. But I
wonder how those ladies got their job. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But then seeing like that Wall Street picture, and like it's like people are like, oh, this is a moment in time. It's like literally like Dana White, Triple H, me. I was standing there too. Daniel Cormier.
Oh yeah, Lafayette. Shout out Lafayette, Louisiana.
My twin was there. Just like it was just weird seeing that mix of UFC like top brass and WWE like together in photos and shaking hands, and
I thought it was cool that Bianca and Tez were there.
Yep, and
I thought that was pretty cool.
Was there someone else from WWE? Was it like
Trips? I know Trips was there. I saw Nick Khan, of course, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they had the TKO title with the nameplates was the WWE and the UFC nameplate.
Yeah. Dana White was there, of course. Yeah.
Yep, Dana White. So like Yeah, I guess like he's the CEO now. He's the CEO of UFC. That's what they're making him as.
Okay.
And then I think Nick Khan's the CEO of WWE, or however they're doing it.
He's
But
the president.
the interesting thing that I seen. So like they did those questions and all that stuff, and we'll talk about the CM Punk thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But they asked him about like the weekends. Like what are the weekends going to look like now that you have maybe a UFC event and a WWE event? Like it'll be like a SmackDown Friday, UFC Saturday, WWE Sunday. Like and what do you call it? I almost said Tony Khan. Nick Khan said, yeah, they're gonna look at doing like it's called like a TKO weekend, where they're gonna do like booked WWE / UFC weekends, which got my like gears rolling. Like, are they gonna have like Peacock type events? Like, is UFC gonna have like some
that's the
event?
next story with this is seeing where what happens with these television deals. I don't know when UFC's deals end with ESPN, but that's the next thing to kind of clock here is seeing what happens, because that's gonna be interesting to see. What happens to the network, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the TV deals, which I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was on Wrestling Tonight. They were talking about this too. With cable now, you're just one deal away from cable right now being just completely done. And what I mean is like what Chad was saying. One organization, whether it be NFL, NBA, and NFL's teetering on it with this YouTube TV deal, but NFL, NBA, MLB, WWE, UFC, whatever. One of these guys, one of these big players, can make a deal with a Netflix or a YouTube TV or like a exclusive deal.
Yeah,
man, it's on like Donkey Kong right there, and cable's done. That's the only reason why people keep it right now. I gotta have my sports, gotta watch my sports. They don't care what's happening on NBC or sitcoms. You don't hear sitcoms anymore, like we used to. That's part of the reason. Nobody watches that stuff. But it'll be interesting. So, the one thing too I wanted to talk about. That I found interesting is Nick Khan apparently stated that today he told all the employees to stay at home tomorrow. It's a snow day. It's a snow day at hell.
Yeah, all the employees who work from home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something we talked about, of course, quite in length with this.
Obviously, that's not WWE superstars and not.
No. Yeah.
That's the.
I find that funny. Hey, what's her name? Oh God, blonde girl, Dana Brooke. Hey, yeah, just stay home.
Oh yeah, work from home. Like what? How do I do that?
Yeah, just work from home. That's fine.
Well, she's in NXT. She's safe.
Just post your bikini pics. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. But, I seen that. Yeah, I guess it makes it because he did say there's going to be layoffs. They did say that
fire.
Yeah, after merger layoffs. So we kind of predicted this,
right.
Like you said earlier. We said when companies merge, you don't need dual HR, managers. You don't need dual vice presidents, dual presidents, dual executive vice president. You don't need multiples of that. So yeah, it was, it happens. But
I'm not good enough to call backlash.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you read the comments. Employees first and then talent next, and now the UFC fighters are going to be on the chopping block as well. It's like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like nobody knows what's going on, who's doing what. Like, just stop. That's all.
I enjoy destroying lives.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's They said sinks when anyone ever loses their job and stuff like that.
Dyson, they're working from home, pal. Okay, they're
How the hell you
not
gonna
on
get
their day off.
fired on your day off.
Man, yeah, that might be the next drop we have. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's head over real quick to some other comments that Nick Khan said, which I found fascinating.
Oh boy,
fascinating. So they had like this little. I didn't see the whole thing, but Bill Simmons apparently. So they had this like press conference. Bill Simmons.
Oh no!
asked about Test. I think he was joking though, right?
Why would you even bring that up? That can't be a joke. Why would you bring up? Yeah, didn't he say like something about the storyline between
With Test and Stephanie?
Yeah, like why?
Where to, Stephanie?
What was it? Do you have like his exact question?
No, I don't. Not off the end.
It wasn't. It didn't sound like it was a joke. And even if it was a joke, why? How is that relevant? To anything?
all I got to type is Bill Sim, and it goes Bill Simmons Test. Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now.
Hey Nick, you got a first?
Oh, okay. So, discussing they were discussing the departure of Stephanie McMahon, which also Nick Khan said that was a big hole when she left. Found that kind of interesting. But Simmons playfully suggested that the wrestling company bring back her former on-screen fiance Test. So couldn't she come back and do an angle where she and Test are having an affair? Simmons asked. And by the way, this is on awfulannouncing.com. Just want to give them a shout out. And the only problem, Nick Khan says, I think Test passed away a couple of years ago with a laugh, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was a joke. Like but
I don't know if that's a joke. You know,
Bill Simmons, he knows wrestling. He watches wrestling. You know, I mean,
you sure? I don't know about that now. That's
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was him who produced the Andre the Giant documentary and
that's
stuff like
back
that
in the day, of course. It's not
yeah,
current.
but I mean,
know,
like,
man.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
even if it was a joke, that's not even a funny joke.
it's really not. It's not.
It isn't. Not that not that Test is passed away, but it's just not like it's not. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and with Triple H probably on the board right there.
Yeah, like Triple H sitting right next to
and Vince, like what are we doing?
Why would he bring up Test? Like out of all the people, you say maybe Macho Man as a joke, I would have laughed at that.
Oh man, test. This is a test. Oh man. Anyways,
on-screen romance with what? The Test,
right?
Kurt Angle, maybe. Because they had like the
they had something. They
do that.
Something. Kurt Angle got a little smoochy
He's
smooch.
alive, so. Oh,
man. But the interesting quote somebody asked Nick Khan about was none other than Mr. Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, aka Pepsi Phil, aka Guillotine Phil.
Guillotine Phil. You know what the CM stands for?
Charles Manson Punk.
Choke Man Punk.
No. So he this is what he said. Listen, we only have respect for Phil. We appreciate his run here, which kind of sounded weird because he wasn't there whenever he was there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we appreciate that he did and tried to do with the USC. Not many people can actually get in there and do what he did. So when we have respect for Phil, we wish him nothing but the best. What's your thoughts on that quote?
They're pretty much future endeavoring him.
Yes, I think so too. Like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
That's literally one of my thoughts. I'm like, woo.
It's like, yeah, before you even before anyone even thinks he's here, he's already fired.
Yeah.
Don't even think of him.
Looks like Punk will be doing a lot more of those Cage Fury commentating gigs he's got going on.
Unless it's a work, man.
It's a work. He's trying to work us. Nick Khan is a carny. He knows what he's doing, okay?
He's one of the originals in the wrestling business.
He
knows
knows
what he's doing.
He's the best Khan in wrestling, okay?
Yeah, he's...
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Future endeavor.
Future endeavor before you. Yeah, and honestly, to be honest, and I even said it in our Turnbuckle Tavern chat. As soon as he got fired, I was like, "That's it. We're never seeing CM Punk in a ring again." Now,
maybe Impact. You think?
No. They can't afford him for one thing, and second of all, I don't see him wanting to go there. You know, he's done. Like, I could see them signing, like maybe talking maybe a couple years down the line, you know, for Hall of Fame. Kevin Nash said it perfectly. CM Punk is this generation's Ultimate Warrior. And it's 100% the truth. He's going to come back in 15 years. He's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry about I did it. And then him and John Cena are going to have it out in the back. Talking about not John Cena, I don't know. But somebody, him and Randy Orton. Sorry, brother. Sorry for being an asshole all those years.
Make his rounds.
Yeah, make his rounds, you know. It's going to be on a WWE documentary. You know, the whole 9 yards. But
dang, dude.
Yeah, the Punkster, he's done, man. He's at least wrestling. We saw his last match, 100%.
I mean, at least he went out on a
dubs,
a record-breaking 72,000 people. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
But when WWE inflates numbers, it's
yeah. I guess you got what you put. I just picked up what you put down. So we do that. No, that's turnstile numbers. So, I mean, you know, they could have maybe had some people that didn't show up. A whole 10,000.
Let WWE do that. It's fucking
it's oh my god.
Floods, fires, tornadoes, people screaming.
Yeah,
running down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, that's still impressive though. 72,000 is still impressive for AEW. Definitely, that's pretty insane.
I said if they got to 50,000, that would be the goal.
Yeah,
you know, they blew it out.
I'm expecting a lot of rebuttals from. Oh no Chad rebuttals yet.
No,
I haven't seen anything yet. From my Jade comments to my to this.
Let's see here. What do we got? There was
good work, a good hand.
He's a good hand. He's a good hand.
that Tony Khan, he's a good hand.
He's a good hand. PWI 500.
Oh, baby.
1, 2, 3. Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield.
Burn it. Take it over.
Number 1, Seth Rollins. Number 2, Roman Reigns. And number 3, Jon Moxley. I don't have the full list right. I can't remember. Oh, number 4 is Gunther.
Number 4, Gunther. Number 5 was Vikingo, was it?
God, why?
I mean, I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too, but number 5?
Number 6 was...
I know he was high up there last year too.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've heard of him was last year on the PWI rankings. Number 6 was MJF. 7 was Okada. 8 was Orange Cassidy. 9, Josh Alexander. Surprised with that one, but I think very worthy.
Yep,
and
definitely.
Number 10 was Cody Rhodes.
No. What? No Billy Goat? No Will Ospreay? What happened?
Well, yeah. What did happen to Ospreay? Where's he at? Oh, he's number 17. Wow, that's kind of surprising. But, yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts? Does Rollins deserve to be the number 1 guy?
I think so, man. He's been putting in work, dude. I think if you look at, I think the time frame was what, July?
Yeah. June. I
last
think
year,
it's
right?
June. Yeah, July last year.
22 to now.
Yeah.
He's been consistent every week, dude. Putting on matches. Reinvented himself. What can you? I mean, what
He's
more
definitely
can
been a workhorse. Number one's interesting. I don't
without
know.
a title too, doing it like staying at the top of top of his game without being in a
Well,
championship
He
like
he,
run.
he had a U.S. title run. He had a World Heavyweight title run.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what I mean. As far as
Yeah.
main event status.
Oh, so that's
he's
not the second place trophy he holds right now?
No, I mean he obviously
The Roman Reigns consolation prize.
Yeah, like even like working through that and like kind of staying neck and neck with Roman in the sense where
Right.
he's still performing at a high level, being visible, crowd going crazy when he comes out doing the whoa. And this is from what I remember in Survivor Series last year when I was in attendance in the whoa doing that chant and everything.
Oh yeah.
And that was a U.S. title picture, but yeah, I mean, hats off to him. He was number one. Was it 2019 or 2018? I think too as well.
Yeah. I think it was
years back.
20. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, so it's been a few years since he's graced the that, but I like the fact that it's Shield. The Shield's back,
It is cool.
running the wrestling world.
But I think I don't know if Moxley belongs at number 3. To be honest with you.
He's another workhorse, dude. Fucking week in and week out, matches bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
number 3. I don't know.
No,
I think I put him in the top 10, but I don't know. But
see, I think they're going by like. I don't think they. I mean, I think we read their whole like criteria. I don't think they're going by like 5-star matches and all that shit. Like it's like a whole bunch of
right, and it should be.
Put it in. So
but I don't think they follow their own criteria. To be honest with you.
I mean, if anything, Roman. I mean, should he be even in number 2? I don't know.
That's a good point. I mean, it's not like he had. He was mainly had more promos and matches. I think this year. But I mean, there were fantastic promos, of course. But
maybe just to get people talking, they hey, let's throw the Shield as 1, 2, and 3 and see what people do, and we'll remove.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. To be honest with you, okay, well, I can see Moxley's he's in the top 10, or make him number 3.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue. I mean, you could definitely argue Mox being there at number 3. I mean, as far as work rate, and like I said, week in and week out, he's been there ever since the CM Punk shit from last year.
Yeah.
Like he's every single week just fucking wrestling. So I mean,
I wonder where CM Punk's at on this list.
Probably. I mean, where's Kenny? No Bucks.
Kenny was 25. I saw that one.
Maybe if he won the title the first time around, and not Jericho, he'd be.
Maybe if Kenny wasn't the 3rd championship holder, maybe.
Maybe if it wasn't Mox and Jericho, maybe. I'm surprised Jericho hasn't been on.
What, guys can't have fun in trios anymore?
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't. Jericho hasn't been in the top 10. Has he been in the top 10 at all on the PWI list?
I'm sure he has.
Years?
Oh,
I gotta go look.
He's got to. He's got to be.
He's pretty consistent as well. I mean,
yeah.
If they're going by whatever impact and work rate or however they're doing it.
I do like how they we had some impact representation in there.
Yeah.
AAA, nobody gives a fuck about AAA. Get this Vikingo guy out of there. Not in the top 10 at least. He's good. Not top 10. I don't give a fuck about AAA, okay? Something I will agree with Hawk. We don't need these luchadors anymore. Too much luchadors.
Get them off my screen.
Get those mask guys off my screen. I want to see their face when they're getting beat up.
We don't need girl wrestling. And we
don't need girl wrestling. We don't need mass wrestling. Take your mask off. God dang it.
Oh my god. But man, I'm surprised. Like, obviously they're heavy on the promotions, but like, what do you call it? Has to be like, not that I'm a mark for this guy at all, but Cardona, dude.
He's number 31.
How is he 31, dude? Like
He
that's what
definitely dropped off a bit, I would say.
You think
He
so?
dropped,
As far as like,
yeah,
like showing up
coming off the previous year. Well, no, I mean, he
was pretty high the previous last.
He was
year,
13.
Right?
He's 13. This year's 31. I'd say that's probably pretty fair. I mean, if anything, I'll probably be a little bit overrated. But I mean, he really didn't have that great of a year. I mean, he did have some injuries, here and there.
That's true.
Or he had an injury. I mean, he came back with it quick, But and then he was having that belt collector run, and of course, that all went away. It was unfortunate, but it's time for him to sign with a company, though, for sure.
I think he's gonna make an appearance at. I think WWE's his next stop at some point.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens with him and his podcast stuff, though.
Ooh, yeah, but
it's gotten really sticky. Chris Jericho was number 24 this year.
Okay, top 25. All right. I mean, he's still.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's had to have made the 10 spot in the last couple of years.
What about like the does it show like the 10 to 20, like who's in that range?
Let's see. I just got out of it. Let's see. I saw Sonata was number 11. Come on. My phone's being stupid. Sonata was number 11. I saw number 12. Here we go. 12 was Claudio. No. Sorry. 13 was Carmelo Hayes. That's a little high. 14 Samoa Joe. Little high. 15. This is interesting.
Think you should be lower than that?
Samoa Joe? Yeah. I mean, what's he done? 15. This is interesting. Masha Slamovich. I do like that. She made some big impacts.
Okay. Yeah.
16. Bryan Danielson, and I think Bryan Danielson, that's a little too low. I think he needs to be higher than 16.
Yeah. What the heck?
Will Ospreay is number 17. This one I don't agree with. Alexander Hammerstone, 18. Bobby Lashley, 19.
Yeah.
And 20 was Trey Miguel. Sami Zayn's 22. What are we doing here?
Yeah, where's KO? He's even on there?
He's number 21.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good spot for KO, but Sammy needs to be higher.
Sammy, yeah, he definitely needs to be a lot.
He needs to be in that 10 to 15 range, I think.
Yeah. That's messed up. Huh.
My dog this, my dog that.
Yeet.
Yeah. I don't know. Pretty interesting.
Interesting.
This is just fun to argue. I definitely don't take this at all seriously, but it's fun to argue about it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just happy that the Shield, in some way, shape, or form, is back. In together, not really together, but kind of together.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins.
Right here, this is my cameraman.
Seth Rollins. A picture up there, like the Shield, like I'm doing the fist.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're cutting out again, pal.
Am I? You hear me?
Yeah, there you go. You're back, and we're live.
Yeah. He posted a picture of not like of them, like their faces, but like their fists doing the Shield.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So.
That's cool. Hey, I mean, it's definitely a cool thing to happen,
Yeah.
To have all those three together, but
they wouldn't be where they were at if it wasn't for the Shield.
Right.
They can naysay all they want, all three of them.
Well,
they know.
Well, let's go ahead and get inside the ropes.
Collar and elbow.
Not a whole lot of inside. What were you gonna say?
Well, no. There was another rumor thing that popped up. I'm not sure if you've seen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
About this could be inside the ropes about a whole new title scheme.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that'll be interesting, and possibly some trio styles, which I predicted at the beginning of this year.
New names for the titles.
Yeah.
Weight classes.
Yeah.
Trios.
Yep. I saw that. That'd be interesting.
What do you
we'll
think?
talk
What
about
are your
that.
thoughts? This would be inside the ropes a little bit.
Yeah, it is. The weight class thing is interesting. Not quite sure how I feel about that. That very much feels like the UFC. This TKO is getting its putting its feelers out there. I love the idea of trios titles. Give me that. I mean, it could be good to shake things up. I mean, but my problem is we just did that.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that Vince is like technically like really gone, now they can fucking do whatever they want. They can like kind of shake things up a bit.
Oh man, yeah. Let's see. I don't have the drop. I can't find it anyway. But yeah. Oh, here it is.
It's time to shake things up around here.
Yeah, I think with Vince having way less control, like not even the slightest. They're gonna be like, yo.
Imagine Booker T like talking about guys like in the cruise. You got a guy like Chad Gable, right? All right, and he's looking good. He's looking jacked, brother. Okay, he's looking jacked to the gills, but he can't go for the world heavyweight title. You got to put him as a cruiserweight.
Oh man, I mean, I kind of liked. I mean, I liked when they had like the cruiserweight, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship and all that stuff, and the 205 Live when they.
I don't mind it.
Going, I like, I come from the land. Like I said, I always come from the land of professional wrestling, where it's like, not having it be real, but like it is fun when you see like the giants facing the smaller guys. But at the same time, it's fun when the smaller guys are facing the smaller guys too, as well.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, especially if they like Gable and freaking Gunther. Meltzer better pull his fucking 5-star notebook and give that shit a 5-star. That shit was fucking amazing, which he probably won't because it's WWE and they can't put on good matches, according to Dave Meltzer.
You, the audience, are quite frankly tired of having your intelligence insulted.
Yeah, when you're not giving fucking Gunther and Chad Gable a 5-star match. No, I think he did though, right? Did he give it like a 5-star?
Not 5, no, but it was close.
It was like a 4 and something, right?
Four, yeah, it was like what was the name of that? Star Search. Remember that show?
If that match happened if that match had happened in AEW, it'd be a fucking 7-star match guaranteed.
If it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, if it was in Tokyo Dome with Takahashi, Sanuki, that should have been fucking like 18 stars.
Oh man. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this if they do something. I mean, but they just did it, so I'm like, whatever.
And they do have like a lot of like with UFC, and them owning Pride as well as some other assets too. UFC,
oh, they own Pride. I didn't know that.
They own. Well, yeah, they bought like that like years ago. Like the library and all that shit, but like, and they run some like other smaller.
They aren't that proud about it.
They work like a lot of those New Japan guys. Some of those guys fight in MMA like overseas and stuff like that. They fight for those kickboxing those kickboxing organizations and stuff like that. So maybe take
him to the Raw Underground, dog.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe
go.
the Raw Underground will actually happen.
The Raw Underground's coming back.
Oh man, it'd be like their own version of like bare knuckle because they actually have like bare knuckle fighting now.
Yeah,
it's like
You're bleeding.
But yeah, if they do that, like bring back like an actual like shoot style of professional wrestling, that'd be pretty cool.
Brawl for all, baby. Let's go.
Oh, let's bring it back. I'm here for it.
I'm here for Brawl for all.
Bring back Butterbean as well.
Oh man, he's looking rough though these days. But he's going through DDP yoga, so he might be okay. But
oh man, do you think we'll see any UFC WWE crossover things? Like, I mean,
you could do like a Conor McGregor or something like that.
Yeah, like
it'll be easier to have that. To have that transition over. You don't have he's tied with a USC contract.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's all under the same umbrella, brother.
There is a dude in NXT that was a UFC fighter.
And actually, we didn't talk about this either. But you talk about Matt Riddle.
No, not Matt Riddle. It's another dude that was like recently with the UFC that's in NXT now. He has like he's Native American. He has like a bunch of tattoos, and I can't think of his name. Shit. Anyway, but yeah, he
Fufu Shma.
No, but he was literally like there this year and like transitioned over to WWE. And I think Dana White, that's what he said. Like obviously you probably won't. They're two different companies. You're not going to see any things.
Right.
He's like, but those guys that want to that are
Try
done fighting,
right,
and they want to transition over and do something else where they're not going to
go from fake fighting to real fighting.
Yeah, or vice versa.
They're gonna go that fake shit where they wear swimmies to the octagon.
Yeah.
They want to try their real shit where they wear undies in a 20x20. Yeah,
that happens sometimes.
They're just hogging out, brother. Over there.
Well, as a psych, sometimes they'll wear some of those dudes will wear Speedos on purpose, like some of the UFC fighters, just to piss off the dude fighting. You ever seen that a few times?
No.
They walk out there with the wrestler trunks on, dude.
Oh my god!
It's like a psycho. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you'll see any Roman Reigns versus fucking John Jones and shit like that. But I think you'll see guys that are kind of transitioning out and they're not really getting a payday anymore. You'll probably see them pop up in NXT and fucking. Someone that actually has a personality. That's the other thing you need. You need
John Jones was the original John Bones. I'm the second John Bones.
That's right. You're the second J Bone.
Actually, I was J Bone before John Jones was around, so I'm the first John Bones. So get out of here.
John Bones, Joe. You're the drug free.
I've been J Bone since 2008. So get out of here, John Jones.
Yeah. And you're clean. You're not gonna. You'll pass.
Well,
yeah, for the most part.
And we'll walk in tomorrow. All right, can you pee this cup?
Oh my god, dude.
And then then I'll get the good old Venture Fire. No, I'm just kidding. I'm clean. I don't take performance enhancing drugs, believe it or not. So one thing we did talk about outside the ropes though, Matt Riddle. What the fuck? Dude,
are we gonna talk about this or?
I mean,
lightly tread around it.
Well, I one thing I will say, it's time to cut bait with this dude.
Yeah, I think.
He's just a PR nightmare. He's one little PR nightmare away from being a PR issue being a nightmare.
Liability.
Liability. Thank you. Sorry. I mean, dude, he's got to get his head on straight, man.
Yeah.
He's just a goofball. So, I mean, you're really gonna call somebody out for sexual assault, and then as you were being deplaned, you started freaking out, and then got kicked off of when they were trying to deplane. Dude,
I was reading that he was also under the influence.
Yeah. Right.
As well. When I first read his post, because I see that post that he put out, I was like, oh man, that stinks because that's harassment. But then as you read I
was waiting for the other side of the story though.
Yeah, then you read the stories and you're like, oh well, I mean, that's why you were freaking out because you weren't in the right mindset to comprehend what was going on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you're right, dude.
What a waste of talent too. Just a waste. He could have been a WWE champion, one day. Hey, he ain't sniffing a title. He'll be lucky if he got a cruiserweight title at this point.
What's gonna happen? One night at Raw, it's gonna be him and fucking McIntyre in the ring, and McIntyre's gonna fucking boot his head off, and that's the last time.
Right. I think we're having more mic issues with you, Marco. I don't know.
Oh no, did you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I heard you.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm saying. Yeah. I think. He'll probably be. The budget cuts. He'll be a part of that merger cut after they do the employee cut. I think.
Yeah. Well, somebody that got their job back. Let's talk about her.
Welcome. Where the hell have you been?
I'm back.
Hello there.
I'm back.
I'm going back to the big show.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I like the Kenny Powers. I'm going back to the big show. Nia Jax. You know, I hear she's not like most girls. I don't know if that's been confirmed.
What is it?
I don't know.
Irresistible force.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I'm not like most girls.
my hole.
Oh man! That's the greatest clip in Raw history, I think.
Ow, my hole.
Dude, with that, I remember we on the Chick Foley show. That was like we had that drop, dude. I
did too.
That was like the funniest thing ever. At the
It
time.
was. In fact, we might need to make that a drop here.
That's what I've been saying that we need to get that on there.
Oh man, I know.
Anthony poo-pooed it. He was like, "No, we're not doing that."
Anthony, I don't think so. I got too much editing to do for Flexio commercials. Not happening.
I got a ShamWow commercial.
I got a ShamWow commercial.
Sorry, Anthony, if you're listening.
I'm not sorry. I mean it.
Nia Jax is back.
Why? Why?
Rhea needs some comp, dude. I think we talked about this before, like the evolution of the women's division. You need the physical specimens to keep up with the physical specimens that are there.
No, 1,000%. That's why they're trying to get Jade.
Like the Raquel, Charlotte, Rhea, Nia, now Bianca. Like that's an elite class of ladies. That's a lot of ladies in one section. And it's like
ladies.
You get a guy like
You get a guy like
no, when you put them like against like the EOs and the smaller ladies, we'll say
right
cruiserweights or the featherweights as they call them in the UFC. Not much competition. Like Nia Jax, like in all reality, would squash most of those ladies pretty much, like beat them easily. So you definitely need that believability for like ladies like Rhea and Bianca and Charlotte, the ones that are like when they're in that realm. So I don't hate it. I mean, I seen obviously the moans and you can hear the moans and groans through Twitter and all social media of Nia coming back. But you know what? I like it. She's controversial.
But I don't like. Well, one thing, she has been working hard. I'll give her that, right? But I don't like how they brought her on television. Isn't Rhea supposed to be a heel? And what she did was a heel move, right?
Yeah.
This is like Vince booking 101. That's
that was the last thing he did before he left.
What?
If that was the case, I guess that was the last.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not saying he actually did it, but I'm saying it was like Vince style booking. Later Vince style booking.
Raquel and Rhea, though, she destroyed both of them.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, but yeah, still okay. But Rhea's supposed to be your dominant force, right? Well, I don't know.
Rhea's looking small to Raquel, dude. You see them in the ring together? Raquel's a monster, dude. She's seeing her in the ring with you thought like obviously Rhea's like jacked and everything, well put together as they like to say. But then you put Raquel in there, dude. Like Raquel's on a different level, man. I don't know, dude. She definitely. I mean, I could see her definitely becoming champ at some point, dude. I'm not sure if she's beating Rhea for it, but maybe the belt comes off of Rhea from Nia, and then Raquel beats Nia. I don't know.
Right.
But Nia's definitely in that main event spot now because you don't have Bianca. She's out for a little bit or whatever she's doing. So you need kind of like that. You have Raquel and you have Rhea, but who's that other? Like who's that third wheel in the main event spot on the Raw? On the Raw roster for women, and there really isn't anyone. That would be Nia. So because like on SmackDown, you have Charlotte, you have Bianca, you have Asuka. Because to play that that main event scene.
They need to keep building talent. Is what they need to keep doing, though.
That's true. I mean, Tiffany Stratton. We'll talk about her pretty soon, but
Yeah.
she's gonna be on her way up to the main roster, dude. She has.
I don't know about that. I think she's gonna stay down there for a little bit longer.
Not like next.
Yeah.
week.
Oh yeah. Eventually, yeah.
Round,
1000%.
I mean,
yeah, she's a star. In the
maybe a
waiting.
little bit before or after, right after WrestleMania, if anything. I can see her showing up at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Taking a slot there, but I mean, yeah, they definitely have something. They didn't put her in a match with Becky Lynch for no reason. We'll put it like that.
Right.
They didn't have her that's Becky is their cream of the crop when it comes to talent, and not just women, just talent in all of WWE. You don't put a NXT startup in the ring with a legend like Becky Lynch, and that's not saying anything. That's definitely telling you something there. Same thing with Braun Breaker, putting him in the ring with Seth Rollins. That's telling you that he's going to be on his way out soon. I can already see it as well. Them two there. Carmelo, not sure about that yet.
Well, we could get into it. Let's get into our one thing we haven't done in a long time. Our NXT report.
Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers, trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers, trying to get rid of all you haters and busters.
Attempted murders. What else?
Well, I went back and watched the Becky Lynch match, but it was a good match. I didn't see when anything else happened.
You see Braun Breaker
too much NXT for me for but go ahead. We'll let you talk about the.
Last week, Braun Breaker attempted to kill what's his name? The other big dude there. I can't think of his name right now.
Joe Gacy.
No, the big tall guy.
Duke Hudson.
No, not Duke Hudson. What the hell is his name? I can't think of his name right now.
He's
super easy too.
He's a Beverly Brothers guy, right?
Yeah,
I saw something about this. Yeah. God, what is his name? I thought he got called up.
You think so?
Maybe not. I don't know. Wes something, I think, huh?
Oh,
God, we're so good at watching NXT.
I know, right? What the heck? I can't. His name's I can feel his name right now, and it's I can't.
Oh man,
but anyway, so Braun Breaker is like a full blown heel because he tried to when you try to attempt to murder somebody that
Von Wagner,
that's it,
yeah.
So he tried to kill Von Wagner. They cut the feed as he's smashing his head so he had his head on the steel steps, right, and then he had the other steel part of it up in the air. And he just as he was getting ready to go down, they cut it. They cut the feed, so. Basically, he tried to kill him, but I guess he's No Mercy's shaping up. The premium live event. It looks like Baron Corbin is next on Braun Breaker's hit list. It looks like he's going to try to murder Baron Corbin next.
That's interesting.
So that's pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, Becky Lynch, man. We kind of predicted it last week.
We did. We are what did we do? Future tellers.
She went in there.
We're future tellers, god dang it.
It was a good match, too.
Procrastinators. Anyways. Yeah, it was a good match. I went back and watched it. It was good.
Stratton was good.
She's good, man. She's really good. I like her a lot. I like her.
Good.
I like her gimmicks. I like her
trying
gimmick.
to figure out where this is going. You think Stratton shows up on Raw?
No, not yet.
Well, I mean, because Becky's on Raw. So
maybe to kind of test the waters with her a little bit. Good way to maybe one or two appearances, but I think this storyline will live in NXT because they want to draw people to there, and eventually what this is going to do, this is going to make the rest of the women in NXT just elevate. And get them to Becky's level. That's kind of my opinion. So, but I mean, it's an excellent match. I was kind of like, I guess I was more like shocked that they actually did it.
Yeah,
It's like, wow, something that made sense.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think? Like, what is this like? Do you think it was too soon to take it off of Tiffany Stratton?
So just a little teaser coming down the aisle this coming Monday. I have Aaron on, and I don't think it. I think it was like right timing. You
think so?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna give it all away, but Aaron kind of talks about that a little bit, and Aaron is like, he's like zoned in at NXT women, so that's his bread and butter. So I kind of trust his judgment there, but it's pretty interesting, kind of seeing the evolution of Tiffany Stratton to where she's at. Because when she came in, I was like, but man, she's put the work in,
Yeah, she kind of took not the mantle from Mandy, but like she kind of stepped
Mandy.
into
Well,
that,
that's kind of what
role.
Aaron says.
Oh, see that? Look at that.
Bit.
Great minds think alike, right
Yeah,
there. But I don't see her as like that. Like she's not obviously taking over that spot, but like she kind of like eased into that like missing piece at NXT.
But and I think what Aaron says, I think it was kind of time for her to cook a little bit more, like and this will help kind of elevate her too a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, man, they don't put you in the ring with main event stars for nothing.
Right.
They definitely see something in her, and I mean, get her on the main roster, dude. I mean, we always talk about this, like women's division always needs stars.
Yeah, for sure. So I dig it. I dig the move. I think it's a good move. Draw a big number for No Mercy, and I think that's kind of something that they need right now. Is keep with this push. Now, here's my question. We got Dominic as a champion. We got Becky Lynch as a champion.
Yep.
Is this where we draw the line on, at least for now, for main talent people being champions? Do we see somebody come in as a tag champion or maybe NXT champion?
Well, they did that for. Earlier they did it with the New Day winning the NXT Tag Team Championship. Right. So, right. I mean, will they do it again in the future? I don't know.
Well, I mean, do it with these two folks having the run. Like, are we going to see a third person kind of coming in here as?
I could see someone winning the NXT Championship.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I could see. I'm not sure if it will be Carmelo being defeated for it, but I could see a main roster person hopping down in NXT and taking.
Who would that be? I'm trying to think who could that be?
Cody. No, I'm joking. No.
What about a Chad Gable?
That's a perfect example right there. Chad Gable. I could see him going down there, and I thought it was going to be Apollo when Apollo showed up on NXT, but it definitely. I mean, not that he's not a fan favorite, but like Chad Gable would definitely I think if he went down there and did it, that'd be awesome. But he'd have to win it off of a heel though. I think I would assume anyway, but because Carmelo isn't really a heel. Dragunov is sort of a heel, I guess. I don't even know.
I would say Carmelo's kind of a tweener too, huh?
Yeah.
Just from a little bit I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know if Ilya is a is he yeah, I don't know. He kind of
he's in between too. Like
tweener.
Very, very, very gray area. Obviously Braun is Braun Breaker is he's a heel.
Yeah.
I dig it, so
we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, I definitely think a main roster person will come down and win the men's NXT championship at some point. I'm just not sure who. Maybe Seth. Who knows? Maybe he'll just be a belt collector.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Like I said, I like what's happening overall, and then with that, how they're bringing talent over to NXT. So, is there anything else to add to this week?
Jimmy, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. Jimmy Uso, is he back in? Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it anyway.
Yeah.
According to Paul Heyman, I don't
Right.
think he's back in. I don't think Roman's letting him back.
Nah, I think this is all ploy to just embarrass him. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like, oh crap, Jay's gone. He's like, he feels like he's got nobody, so he's gonna try to get back in the good graces, and then Roman's gonna be like, that's
Yeah,
a fast, my friend.
He'd be like, why don't you try to do it on your own?
Yeah,
Like your brother. Your brother's over at Raw right now.
he's doing
Dude,
good things. You know, you're doing shit things.
That and the little interaction with LA Knight and Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
Inviting him, kind of introducing him into the not really the Bloodline storyline, but an interaction nonetheless.
right.
Kinda,
So I mean, LA Knight, he's definitely top babyface. He's quote unquote getting a mega push.
Yep.
You know, we'll see. You know, and that's another thing too. LA Knight, he had a great promo. Kind of threw a little shot to Big Sexy.
Oh yeah.
And he said, "Well, if I was a moron, I would say adjective, but it's actually a verb." Oh man.
Did he respond to that? Nash?
And I don't know, but I tell you what. So I posted a video on my Instagram. The amount of people out there that were talking about grammar has me worried.
Really?
One guy said, "Oh, but it's a noun," which I see his point. Yes, it could be a noun, like a theatrical performance,
What, play?
like a play. Yeah, play. Like you go to a play. That could be a noun. But the way it was talking about it, it's a verb.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's out. Could it? I don't think it could be a noun. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess it
like
could.
the play went really long or whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But clearly that's not what we're talking about.
But
here.
a play is a play a thing.
Yeah, it's a place. So technically it would be a place.
But a play isn't a place though. It's a thing that's happened. It's like a
Or an event.
something
It's an
that's
event.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, yeah. But the way he was using it, I came to play, right? And that is the verb. It's a verb.
Yeah. No, it is.
You think he's gonna have this thought process of going out and just take this little dig at Kevin Nash?
Yeah, they were going semantics.
Yeah. I mean, like, what are we doing here?
It could be this. It could be that. Yeah. No. It's.
Shout out to that old fat guy BMX. Hey, old fat guy BMX. We talk about grammar now.
Sup, y'all. I love that.
Sup, y'all.
Actually, I love the name. The name's amazing.
But LA Knight was out there throwing little digs at old Big Sexy there.
I'm have to listen to his pod to see if he responded to it. I'm pretty sure he did. Not like in a negative way, but you're right. You know. Could I say?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But so apparently he's gonna be getting the mega push. We have no matches though for Fastlane. It's like 3 weeks away. Zero matches.
I know. Did they do one? Did they announce one already?
I don't think so. I looked today.
I thought Shinsuke and
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
And I want to say there's something. Oh no, that was the Superstar Spectacle thing that I was thinking of. Natalia and Rhea, but that already happened.
Right.
But yeah, you got to think it's going to be like Finn and it's going to be Judgment Day. The JD boys are probably going to defend the titles.
We're the JD boys, and we're trying to make it.
The JD boys and
It feels like some there's like some teen junior detectives. We're the JD boys, you see. Hold up a magnifying glass.
the JD.
We're here to see if Mrs. Robin's cat was murdered.
Like the Hardy Boys, not the wrestling Hardy Boys.
Right, exactly.
There was a series of books, if you did not know, called the Hardy Boys, and they were not really like crime solvers or problems or whatever they were. They were little detectives. They were teenagers.
They were little shitheads, not minding their own business.
Yeah, exactly. They're not as cool as the actual the real life Hardy Boys.
Yeah, if they were the real Hardy Boys, they would, when they started a fight, they would make sure they start dancing first. You're like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they.
all right, now we can fight.
Yeah, now we can. Someone's getting their ass kicked, and they're just up at the ramp dancing for a few minutes, and then they'll run down and jump in. You gotta get your cardio in before you.
Yeah, you
beat
gotta do
somebody
it.
up.
You gotta
Get
do
the
it.
blood pumping.
Get the blood rolling. All right, I think that's about it.
No Cody. Did we talk about the trade or no? Do we even care? I don't even think there's a trade happening.
I don't even know what's happening.
They said it's
right
at
now.
a future date. Like, they don't know who's gonna, like, what's his name? Adam Pearce said.
I think we kind of talked about it last night. I kind of thought maybe Cody's going to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think it's too predictable. I think that it's gonna be like Gunther or something like that, or some.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know.
Who cares? We'll see.
Story's boring, bro. All right, well, it's that time of the show.
Hey, yo.
Thank you, everybody, of course, tuning in this week. Marco, what's going on in the Chick-fil-A world?
You have a chick quickie essentially that's out right now. The goal line's out.
Right,
The Pod Warriors. That's Seth and Jordan.
it's good stuff.
Giving all the up to date news in the world of the NFL.
Yep.
So now the Chick-fil-A, first it was Turnbuckle Tavern last year with the long balls.
Yep.
Now it's the Chick-fil-A feed with the
Yep.
goal line. So
Yep. Hawk did not want to do long balls again this year, I was very grateful. So
just either way, you're getting your NFL fixins this season. So don't fret. The Pod Foundation has you.
it's good shit, man. Mark, Jordan and Seth, man, they know their stuff. So definitely tune into the goal line.
Yeah, I mean that's their forte. I mean, I think they've been, that's something that they've been wanting to do.
That's how they bonded was football.
Yeah, football. So it fits perfect, and it definitely is an awesome show. Especially if you haven't been following, the NFL. It just obviously just started, but they do a really great job at keeping you up to date. All the insight and stuff like that. So shout out to them.
Week 1 was not that fun, except for that Monday Night Football game. That was
Oh my
wild.
God, dude.
It was wild. So, but anyways,
I mean, new episode of the sort of new episode of the of Open Mic with myself is out as well. I interview the Queen G for a second time.
the Queen G and then
She doing big things since the last time she's been on my show. I put out the clip. I put out the reel earlier this week showing that forget about the Grayson Waller rub. You get the MVP Marco rub when you're on the Open Mic show. You get deals. You get brand deals. You become a big money player in whatever realm you're in. So, I mean, look at Extra Cooley. He's on my show. Now he's designing gear for FT. I mean, my track record speaks for itself, people.
Yeah.
Jump on the show at some point. Now I'm joking.
Right.
But that episode was fun. New episode coming out at some point, maybe hopefully by next week. Very excited. My longest episode, I will definitely say.
Whoa.
Definitely 2 hours plus. So get your. I'm not breaking it into two. I contemplated doing a 2-parter of it, but I was just like, I reached out to Seth. I was like, hey Seth, this episode went a little long. Should I sit? He was like, nah, just make it a super episode.
There you go.
The Wrestling Classic. 2+ hours.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Wrestling Classic.
Justin can go.
Justin. It was an awesome experience. Talk about some product stuff, which I don't normally do on the show, but we kind of went in that realm, and then obviously we kind of talk about his background and all that stuff. And if you don't know the Wrestling Classic by now, I mean, almost 1 million people do. He has almost 1 million followers on his Instagram account. He's known by everybody, wrestlers, fans, everyone alike. So definitely excited about that episode. It was awesome being able to interview him actually. So that episode will be coming out soon. Got a couple more lined up. I'm just stacking up. I wasn't gonna make this a weekly thing, but I'm just gonna try to
Yeah,
sack
man.
as many interviews I
Space
can
them
and
out, but yeah.
release
Do
them
it.
when I can. So I got a couple more coming up. I'll give you a preview, not just the TWC, but I have another person that's in the figure community, a big person. Mr. Kyle is
Oh, nice.
yeah. So
Kyle Peterson. Hell
Kyle
yeah.
Peterson will be on open mic. So
He's great.
Yeah,
Kyle's awesome.
And then,
I need to have Kyle back on and coming down the aisle.
Yeah, dude, Kyle, I'm excited to talk to him. I mean, if you watch his videos, great personality, great chemistry with the camera. That guy is.
Yeah, he is. Great hair.
Great hair. I mean, great. I can't wait.
Knows his figures, man.
That's what my main topic is going to be his hair routine. His hair is equal to AJ Styles. AJ Styles.
It is, yes.
Yeah, my wife compliments AJ Styles' hair every time she sees him. It's like,
I can totally see it.
just floored by how beautiful his hair is. So I asked Kyle how he does it. He must have the same regimen. But anyway,
The mane and tail. You could use the mane and tail all you want, but don't you think about touching the vertically. you ever seen what's the ice skating Will Ferrell movie?
That's yeah. What do you call it?
Chaz Michaels.
Why can't I think of it?
Anyways, but yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite lines of the movie. You can use the mane and tail all you want, but don't you think about touching the vertically.
Such a great movie. But yeah,
it is a very underrated Will Ferrell movie in my opinion. But
yeah, other than that, obviously Pod Foundation. Check us out.
Pod Foundation. Make sure you tune in to Extra Cooler.
Yeah.
Extra Cooler boys doing big things. Of course, Turnbuckle Tavern. But I think Extra Cooler. I think they're on a little bit of a hiatus, but they're
coming back with a new format.
New format.
People don't know. We'll go shoot. No more kayfabe. Nick's a teacher at a school, so he's he's teaching. He's his shoot job, so he had to he's a little bit of hiatus, but he did put a preview out saying he is coming back with a new format. So I'm pretty excited to hear what that new format is. Plus, he's a major artist now. He's working on wrestling gear, so he's super busy. And,
Indie God, FTR.
He'll probably be exiting the Pod Foundation soon. I don't blame him. Probably barbershop window us at some point.
Throw all of us through the barbershop window. We're just hanging out there, ass out.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, man, that's it. It's should be a good end of the year. A lot of fun stuff from all corners. So we'll see how the year of wrestling finishes out. I'm pretty excited.
Well, coming down the aisle, so we had a little scheduling conflict snafu last week, so I wasn't able to drop an episode. But this week, we'll have Aaron. And unfortunately, again, we had a snafu as we're recording. I lost power. So we got to the point where, right up to the watch along, and then, timing issues. So there won't be a match this week, but we do have a really good discussion on women's wrestling. Honestly, probably the best discussion we've ever had, in my opinion, and we've had a lot of good ones. Aaron he comes on. I kind of put him on a rotation. He's the only one to put on rotation because of I thought
I was going to be the rotation guy.
You need to be in the rotation too. You're right.
I think what pay-per-view it was. What is it, Royal Rumble?
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You are the rotation guy. Yeah, you're the Royal Rumble guy, which that'll be coming up soon. So
yes.
Which is kind of crazy to think, but yeah. But anyways, and Aaron will probably actually be increasing our rotations. We talked about. He's like, dude, I just need to come on every 3 months. Okay, if that's what you want. But he's a great dude. So check it out. Lumberjillville, Mayor Aaron, will be on this week, and we'll be doing me and Miles will be doing a list too pretty soon. Probably recording that this week.
The ultimate.
All right. The ultimate, Miles. The ultimate one. All right. Well, I think it's that time we get in the plugs. Thank you, everybody, for joining in and watching. This is, of course, a Turnbuckle Tavern Productions. When you can find Turnbuckle Taverns at theturnbuckletavern.com. Podcast, Apple Podcasts, subscribe to Spotify, subscribe to right here on YouTube if you're watching live. We got some big things lined up. I promise it's gonna be a lot of fun things. Some things that maybe allow people to be involved in the show. We'll see. So just stay tuned, of course, to all that good stuff. A lot of big things happening in the beginning of the year. I promise you it's going to be great. And, of course, head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. Get your Hollywood Tony, your Young Anthony, Boney Shivani, Boney Khan, RAWDOWN, MVP Marco shirts. Get them all. Just buy them all. Buy all the shirts. You know, you got to buy them all. And then you got Teesprings, the RAWDOWN. I'm a RAWDOWN champion and Mr. Backlash. You can also get your stickers. Get your Young Anthony stickers and stick them on toilets, right on the toilet seats. Stick them right there. Use it as a target symbol too. That's. But I think Marco. I don't know if your mic's working right now because I can see you trying to talk. But yeah, Teesprings, of course. Head over there for all that good stuff. Yep, Marco.
What happened to the overall? There it is.
Right, Marco, your audio is cutting in and out, I believe, pal.
Oh,
but
no.
Let's see what we could. Old fat guy BMX. One last comment. Thanks, God. Love you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Until next week, we've got, of course, a lot more wrestling to talk about. But until next week,
Life sucks, and then you die.